Hi everyone, this is Jeevan here. So just to give you a quick introduction, I come from a network operations background, having years of experience at managing certificates on network infrastructure, such as load balancers, firewalls, and other devices, along with their configurations. That puts me at a spot where I can assess or understand the need for the visibility. Right now, it's not been, or it's just over a year that we saw the Solarwinds attack, and still 65% of organizations are facing challenges with ensuring safety and crypto security towards their assets. We live in a world where there are applications that are spun off and made available on the market at rapid succession, and devices and machines that are connected to the network, giving us access to these applications or bringing in capabilities. Right? So there is a growing number of applications and machines in the connected world. With this growth, it's observed that there are now at least twice the number of digital identities than there are human identities. This also gets aggravated with adoption of IoT. Right? All these digital identities now need a secure management and a need for the ability to secure the certificates, which are the digital identities in industry. Now let's talk about few of the key challenges because of which I'm saying managing digital identities are going to get tricky. Currently, the biggest challenge an ops engineer like me or a network engineer would face is the lack of visibility towards all these digital identities that the enterprise is leveraging. He doesn't really know how many of these identities exist and where they are used. Take a classic example of a certificate being distributed on a highly available infrastructure. Lack of visibility while managing the certificates pose a particular challenge of certificates being updated on one of the environment but not updated on the secondary. These type of challenges possibly everyone has faced in their organization and can recall an issue occurring either as an intermittent issue or a challenge that would arise only at the day when the failover kicks in. This lack of visibility also brings in a challenge of lack of compliance to the best of crypto practices. Best crypto practices such as secure storage and distribution is still an afterthought. A lot of organizations are following some of the practices related to secure storage and distribution only because there is a strict enforcement. General awareness towards a secure storage and distribution is not an general knowledge that is followed by everyone. All of these because of large scale management done manually. Right? I can still recall a decade ago while I was working with one of the organizations, we used to follow or practice certificate management through an Excel sheet. There used to be a dedicated team sitting and combing through an Excel sheet daily, raising requests to the operations teams, who then would follow up with the teams to see if the certificate needs to be renewed. All of those tasks as a daily thing done manually, right? This this keeps on aggravating with the sheer number of certificates that are going to be increased. Again, the top challenge, if we have to look at, is visibility. 52% of all the according to 2022's Ponemon report, 52% of respondents say they lack visibility towards their digital and human identities. Similarly, they lack a robust certificate management approach or strategy towards monitoring and curbing rogue usage of crypto. Right? That's an alarmingly more than half number. Still, 41% of the enterprises across the globe are following manual, such as Excel sheet based certificate tracking and management. Now, in the past couple of years, with remote work and IoT being adopted, there is an increase of 23% of adoption towards the digital identities. This all put in together in terms of the total dollar value the asset brings in, or the lack of security to the assets, are alarming. Right? So what is the solution to all of these challenges that we are talking about? Firstly, an increase in visibility towards the crypto infrastructure is the best proactive approach towards managing any crypto breach. So what does a holistic visibility really start with? Holistic visibility really starts from discovering the assets that are there in the infrastructure. As I said, a lot of our surveys and industry standard surveys also depict that the primary cause of concern is lack of visibility towards the certificates that are existing in the infrastructure. A process can be introduced, or a better practice can be introduced only for certificates that are getting issued henceforth. But what about the certificates that are already there in the infrastructure? How do we secure them? Hence, starting with identification or discovery of certificates that are unknown and bringing them in the purview of an administrator is the first step towards solving the challenge. This can be done either using authenticated or unauthenticated mode of discovery, which essentially would mean logging into the devices, combing through their file system, or calling in a device over its respective APIs, and or scanning the network for TLS handshake based certificate discovery. Once we have the once discovery of certificates has been done, a follow-up on that would be monitoring the expiry status of these certificates, checking what kind of hash algorithm they are using, what is their strength, when are they going to expire, and bringing the notifications around them so that the right team acts upon them at the right time. Now, let's look at how or what does a holistic representation really mean? A holistic representation of a certificate for AppViewX means identification of chain of trust and identification or connectivity towards the certificate authority, particular account used, particular certificate type used, and any other metadata around that. Also, identification and visibility towards the environments on which the certificates are currently used, such as in this case, a Linux server or a Citrix and Scala device. Right? This brings in a holistic representation of a certificate's life's journey. Who issued it? What is the account or certificate type used for issuing the certificate? And who is consuming the certificate? These information are of great importance. Now let's look at a quick demo of how AppViewX holistic view provides a single pane of glass management of certificates.
Having ready access to certificate information, such as the location, certificate authority, expiry date, and associated applications, is critical to proactively renew or remediate certificates. But is manual certificate management holding you back? Finding the devices or applications where a particular certificate is installed can be a struggle when done manually. AppViewX Cert Plus helps you overcome this issue by providing holistic, centralized visibility of the certificate inventory. On selecting a particular certificate, you get a comprehensive view of everything related to that certificate, such as the chain of trust, the certificate authority from where the certificate is procured, and the different devices or applications it has been deployed on, such as a Linux server or a Citrix connector as shown here. All certificate actions such as deleting, downloading, renewing, revoking can be directly performed from this dashboard. On selecting a particular device, you can also use the options to edit information, disassociate the device from the certificate, or add more devices to the certificate. When a certificate is being pushed to a particular device, you can view information such as logs and alerts to keep track of certificate actions. Get a single pane of glass visibility of certificates and their associated information, and simplify certificate management across devices with AppViewX Cert Plus.
Thanks for the confirmation on the audio team. And let's look at what are we taking away from with all of this. Proactive shift towards visibility, centralized control, which improves governance, compliance management, and enforcement of crypto standards. With the centralized visibility and crypto standards being enforced through a machine, automation becomes easy for an organization to leverage. Organizations can move towards crypto agility only with automation of crypto lifecycle management in the organization. What does an enterprise further gain with leveraging or bringing in holistic visibility? Discovery leads to visibility and proactive responsiveness towards any sort of crypto malpractices or weaknesses. End-to-end automation and audit compliance also reduces the risk of weaker crypto footprint and also reduces cost of managing the infrastructure and or a compromise. Further saving a lot of time for the operations team in following up with others in the organization for management of the asset. I could tell from experience of manually managing certificate to an automated management of certificates. If I had a visibility of this sort, it would have reduced a week-long effort of tracking the owner of a certificate to few seconds. We would have been able to verify a need for renewal within few minutes rather than few days. What does this all bring together again is convergence of dev, sec, and ops. All three of them leveraging the product, bringing in faster throughput from the DevOps side, while security enforcing all of their compliance and visibility requirements, and ops being able to manage all of the assets in a simplified fashion. Again, think security, think AppViewX, machine identity automation platform. We would like to reimagine the security in terms of bringing in automation and greater visibility and reduced effort towards managing an infrastructure. With this, I conclude my conversation about need for a holistic visibility of certificate and certificate related infrastructure in an enterprise. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.